The stock of the day is brought to you by IG, Australia's #1 CFD provider. With over 17,000 markets and extended trading hours, turn US earnings season volatility into opportunity. Get started at IG.com.
And our stock of the day is Macquarie Group. This is on the back of reporting a drop in quarterly profit and announcing that the Chief Financial Officer, Alex Harvey, will step down at the end of the year. So it is AGM Macquarie telling investors that he will retire after completing an extended handover to his successor, Frank Kwok, who's been with Macquarie for 28 years and currently serves as the Deputy CFO. And the leadership change comes as ASIC sued Macquarie, with the corporate regulator alleging it misreported up to $1.5 billion worth of short sales over a 15-year period. Now, in fact, the shares at one point off the back of that update were down close to 5% at the time of recording. In fact, I'm just looking here, it's down just over 3% at this point. Howard, what are your thoughts on Macquarie?
Yeah, it's getting a lot of flack about the fact that it was perhaps overpaying executives at a time when they perhaps didn't deserve it. But I'm a little surprised that the proxy advisors get upset about this. I mean, it's more than 20 years ago, it was already called the Millionaire's Factory. So, you know, if the company was called the Millionaire's Factory because people who went to work there could easily become millionaires, you can hardly object that they're being paid such that they become millionaires. You knew that when you bought the shares. So I don't know what the grumble is. I've never owned it, but as banks go, its return on equity is quite decent for a banking type business. Earnings per share is down a fair bit on 22 and 23, so it's not currently doing all that well. Banks, you never look at the debt because they always have tons of debt. So, you know, it's not a company that I personally get enthused about, but I do think it's rather funny that people are complaining that the staff there are becoming millionaires. We've known that for decades.
Well, I guess that's relative to underperformance, isn't it? So why be rewarded when you're underperforming?
Oh, I agree, but I mean, they were doing that 20 years ago. So anybody who's bought in between knew they were doing that. Whenever they have a bad year, they pay their people lots. When they have a good year, they pay lots.
All right, so you're not in it, but if you were, what would you do with it?
Probably I would sell it, you know, simply because the thought of being in something like a bank doesn't fill me with enthusiasm. There are a lot of things I don't like, as you notice from this. You know, very small number of terrific companies that are not necessarily in the sectors that everybody thinks about.
Indeed. Luke.
Yeah, you're going to have it'd be hypocritical for me to be arguing about fund manager compensation, so I'll certainly leave the remuneration to the proxy advisors. Look, Macquarie's got two parts to its business. It's got a part that's really stable and grows pretty consistently, and then it's got a part that's pretty volatile. And Macquarie's headline profits every year from here on till the end of time are going to be swung by that volatile part of the business. It can be, you know, exceptionally profitable and make squillions, and it can be, you know, detrimental and a bit of a drag at times. But more often than not, Macquarie gets it right. They make a lot of money and they're pretty profitable relative to their peers. So certainly from my perspective, I've got no issue with cyclical parts of businesses or cyclical businesses. I think normally you can pick them up at reasonable prices. I think Macquarie is at a reasonable price. I think the conditions for equity capital markets, commodities and currency trading are only improving from here. And I think, you know, Macquarie is globally one of the best franchises, I suppose, at operating those sorts of business. And it's kind of underpinned by arguably the most progressive and fastest growing mortgage business here in Australia, as well as an emerging commercial bank. So, look, I think, you know, Macquarie looks great. It's a, you know, good opportunity to have a little, you know, dabble at the share price on what the market's reading as a weak headline result. You know, business as usual for them, I would suspect, and that thing will keep grinding higher.
So a buy from you, Luke.
Buy from me, mate.
All right, very good. That is our stock of the day, Macquarie Group.
The stock of the day was brought to you by IG. Turn volatility into opportunity this US earnings season with extended trading hours on over 110 key US shares. Get started at IG.com.